everybody. Welcome to another episode of Everyday Strong with Dr. Uncle G. Daniels. This is your host, CB Baker. Today, Dr. Daniels, we're going to clear up some things. As we've had some people come to Dr. Daniels and say, what is the format of the podcast and where can we find the podcast now? Now, this particular episode where I'm going to put this, Dr. Daniels, directly on Facebook with the link to our new YouTube channel. And also, we're still on SoundCloud. So if you're on SoundCloud and have Apple Podcasts, you'd be able to find us there on Everyday Strong, on the podcast, for listening, for audio, for videos on YouTube. All right, so Dr. Daniels, so this is probably episode like 95. We've been at this for some time now.
Yes.
So please tell the audience, Dr. Daniels, like what does it mean, I should say, to be everyday strong?
Yeah, and that's a question that has been posed, several times: is how do we define everyday strong? And sometimes we ask, what do you do yourself to live everyday strong? To me, everyday strong means living your life at the highest level of quality that's available to you. It's not necessarily about how much money you have. It's not necessarily, about what occupation you have, but it's about living a life that allows you to get the most out of every moment of every day. That to me is living everyday strong. It is being a positive influence in your home, being a positive influence in your community, and making a difference in the lives of others. Because at the end of your life cycle, you don't ever want to look back and say, I wish I had done, I wish I had done differently. You want to be able to look back and say, I gave it everything I had. I enjoyed it to the utmost. And I gave it a good run, and I'm as satisfied as I can be. So that's kind of how I view living everyday strong. I think that for many people, they live their lives on autopilot.
Yeah.
They don't really experience life every day. It's an autopilot. I talked to a very good friend of mine. We had a nice conversation yesterday, for an example. I mean, I've been knowing this guy ever since I was about 11 years old, and he's, extremely intelligent guy, and has a great position. He's an IT engineer. And he was saying, Mike, he said, right now I'm at a place where I don't want to be. He said, because every day has become a routine for me that, I go to work, I come home, I talk to my wife, I go to bed.
Right.
I go to work, I come home. And he said, and that's it every day. And he said, and that is really, I'm not feeling that fervor for life that I used to feel. It's like I'm missing it somehow. And he's a very successful guy, extremely successful, but yet and still, every day is not the best day of his life.
Dr. Daniels, and I understand what you're saying. Like you could get so successful, you get in that routine, and you don't really get to live life. What I have, based over the now almost 2 years of doing this podcast, what I have come to realize from being with you, reading the Bible, is that you hit the lottery when you was born.
Yes.
When you was born, you hit the lottery. And that's the part I think, when you sit in the pulpit and you say, God chose you to be born, people not capturing that.
Yes.
They don't really get it. It's okay. Now, if you ever realize that, would you just go around just living your life, just letting life happen to you, just being mundane?
Mm-hmm.
Like everything out here is for you to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like go out there and have fun underneath these certain rules.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about countless times over the podcast that the rules are the rules.
Mm-hmm.
Now, society wants to make it, the world, so to speak, wants to bend some of those rules. Well, what if this happens? What if this? Like, no, the rules are the rules. So it's like, okay, living everyday strong. There's a guy I follow named Ed Milet. He talks about maxing out. He talks max out, like max out your life. Like make sure go somewhere different today. That you know, if you're going out to eat lunch, don't go to the same spot. Go somewhere different.
Right.
And me and my wife talked about, she said, you know, CB, I want to have a goal to we go on a vacation or a mini vacation every quarter. I said, you know what, you're right. I said, you're absolutely right, because I don't want to wait till I'm 65 to go travel.
Right.
You know,
It's simple.
it's simple. It's like, so I try to do this stuff now. You know, another thing that you told me about on Everyday Strong, we talked about how the man in the household and what he was responsible for, then also the woman was responsible for. But then you made something very clear that clicked for me. He said, but the woman that was the head of the household had other people working underneath them in the household. They weren't just in there by themselves cooking, cleaning, all this stuff. They had every other people doing it, but they was managing themselves. So once again, what people not hearing is that women were bosses, quote unquote.
Absolutely. Yeah. They were bosses. They managed property. They actually were entrepreneurs.
Right. You know, so that one little tidbit, you know, I said, you know what? I went to my wife, I said, all this in here, I'm gonna get you help in here to get everything taken care of. And I'm doing it. And guess how much money I've been missing from my pocket ever since I've done that?
Nothing, right? Yeah.
Nothing. One other thing that you told me, CB, if you do what's in here, you're not gonna lack for stuff.
Right. And that's a fact.
It's a fact. Can I explain it? No. But if it's working for me, and it's working for you, and it's working for the people of the Bible, why wouldn't I try to do that? And that's for me, that's what Everyday Strong is.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you said something that I forgot that I said, but when you said it, it just boom, light bulb went off, and it just I felt a smile all over. Two things. One is that, like you said, we were chosen to be born. You know, I mean, we were chosen. And I know that a lot of people don't think about it that way. The concept is when mom and dad got together, okay, the physical body may have been generated based on, you know, a biological process, but the soul was not based on a biological process, you know, so that who you are is what's inside of you and not just that flesh, right? And so that being the case, that was a choice that God made specifically to place you in that body for you to enjoy what he has given you. And then you said about the rules, you know, and I think some people look at the rules as being confining. See, I don't. I view the rules as being freeing, you know, rather than confining. And that's what Jesus said, is that he whom the Son sets free is free indeed. See, to me, the rules are there not to keep me confined, but to open up my life so I can have more value, so I can enjoy things more, so I can appreciate things more. And just like you said, is that if I'm going to live every life strong, then every day strong, every moment strong, every day should be an experience. You know, I mean, a real experience. You know, and our experiences may be different. You know, someone else may experience going to Djibouti, right, in Africa. Someone may experience going to Hawaii. I may experience just going to Williamsburg, or just going to Jamestown,
right.
You know, or just going to a small country store, you know, in North Carolina. But it still should be another experience, because every day you can do something that you have never done before. You know, every day you can experience people you have never experienced before. Even if you were to just go park hopping, you know, state park hopping. You know, look at all the state parks there are in the state of Virginia,
right,
that we don't take advantage of. That if you just go and enjoy, you know, the state parks are phenomenal places to visit, you know, as far as the botanical gardens that are there, the canoeing, the fishing, you know, the wildlife, all those kind of things. And so for me, you know, living every day strong is living each day without a regret about what I should have done. You know, it's about doing, it's about living an excited life, and about at the end of the day saying, hey, you know what, that was a great day. And for me, you know, to live every day strong, I start out each day with a basic concept, and that is, this is going to be a great day. Every day I wake up, that's what's in my head. This is going to be a great day. I don't care what's ahead of me. My thought is, this is going to be a great day. And I'll give you an example. Yesterday, you know, a young lady that I've grown to care deeply about because she's a member of our church was funeralized. And you would think to yourself, well, how could you wake up saying you're going to preach a eulogy for someone saying this is going to be a great day. It also was raining when I first got up yesterday. But see, in my mind, my thought was, this is going to be a great day. I'm going to find something today to experience that I have not experienced before. So this is going to be a great day. I'm going to touch somebody's life. I'm going to do something with somebody to make it a great day. And so that's what I purposed in my heart. And that's what I did, you know. And I think, and that's what everyone needs to approach life that way, that every day is going to be a good day, even though you may have some things in that day that you might deem to not be pleasant to get done. But that don't mean that the overall day cannot be a great day, that you can impact somebody's life positively, do something different that you have not done, just little simple things that will make life, the quality of your life. You cannot increase the quantity, but you can improve the quality.
Right. You know, when you was talking, it made me think of, I don't think people really realize how much work goes into having in your entire day to be a bad day. Like, you have to do it.
Right.
When you really sit and think about it, like when the person cut you off at 8 o'clock in the morning in rush hour traffic, that might have saw you, might didn't see you.
Right.
Let's say they saw you and they flipped you the bird. After about, let's just give them a minute and a half, everything that you feeling after that, that's on you.
Right.
So if you're carrying that to 5 p.m., is it the guy's fault or is it your fault? You had to work at it, right?
Yes.
Like you had to keep replaying that in your head. Or going to the co-workers, like, that's what happened to me this morning. So you keep replaying it versus just saying, hey, I don't know what's going on with him. I'm straight.
And it's over with. It's over with. And you're right, is that it takes more energy to be sad than to be happy. It takes more energy to have a bad day than to have a good day. Simply because of everything you said. If you think about how long you experience something, it's very short. Let's say the person did cut me off, right? Let's just say they did for the sake of argument. I have to conclude that them cutting me off was bad. See, I first have to conclude that. Well, what if it wasn't bad? What if them cutting me off meant it slowed me down such that I avoided something else? You know, and even if they did flip me the bird, see, to me it becomes comical. That's me personally. You know, it's a comical thing, right? Like, how do you think you flipping me the bird messed up my day? It just doesn't. Let's say I cut them off and that's why they did it. I'm like, well, I'm still in front of you in line, so who cares? Right. I'll give you an example. One day I'm going to church, right, and this guy's riding a bicycle. Well, he's riding against the flow of traffic. Now, I know the rules of the road. You don't ride a bicycle against the flow of traffic in the street. Apparently he didn't. And so I'm going, and he expects me to move over. Well, I couldn't move over because there was a car to my left, so I couldn't move. And so he stopped, looked at me, and flipped me the bird. I just laughed. I bust out laughing. I'm thinking, you the dummy. I'm not stopping. I'm going to still keep going. And now you have wasted your time getting mad at me for something that's your fault. So I just thought it was funny. I kept right on driving. It didn't bother me in the least little bit. Now, he probably kept it in his head. You know, it wasn't in my head. You know, and I no doubt there would have been someone that probably would have rolled their window down and said something to him, dummy, you going the wrong way, or something along those lines. And now you're in a confrontation with somebody. My thing is, why would I allow you to ruin my day? Why? Why would I allow that to cause me a problem? So for me personally, every incident should end when the incident is over. I mean, that's how I view things. Every incident should end when the incident is over. Like I've had people ask me, well, don't you get mad? You know, because they think I don't, because they'll say things like, well, you seem to be the same all the time. You just say it and you forget it. And I said, well, of course, there are things that upset me. However, staying upset does not change the situation. So let's say I come into the office and someone did not do something I have asked them to do. Well, if I stay upset about it all day long, it doesn't get it done faster. It doesn't. So for me, it's just a matter of walking in and saying, hey, listen, did you do this? No. Can you please get it done by X amount of time? And I'm done. I'm over with it. I'm moving on to the next thing. Other people don't oftentimes do that. To me, if you're going to live every day strong, you live every day to the fullest. So you don't let little things that have no real impact on your day cause your day to decrease in value. I mean, every day to me is a valuable day. The older I get, the more I realize that. When I was about 9 years old, I used to go to a prayer and praise meeting. We would call it a prayer, praise, and testimony meeting with my mother. And one day I heard her testify about another testimony. She said in her testimony, she said, "I want to thank God for the taste in my mouth." She said that when I was young, I heard someone testify to that, and I thought it was funny. And she said, "But now I understand why they said that. Because now that I'm older, I realize that the taste in your mouth can disappear at any time." Now, I laughed at her because I thought, what a dumb thing to say you happy about, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got older and had the flu.
Right.
Okay. Couldn't taste anything, of course, didn't want to taste anything
Right,
either,
right,
right? Didn't
right.
want to eat. And it dawned on me where she was coming from, that, you know what? The mere fact that I still can enjoy the taste of something is of value to me.
Mm-hmm.
The mere fact that my grass is still green is of value to me. The mere fact that I'm still alive is of value to me. And so, every day to me, I make up my mind that it will be a quality day, because here's what we know. Two people can experience the same event and have different outcomes,
Mm-hmm.
right? We both can go to a show and see the same performer, and one person will walk away disappointed, and one person will walk away saying it was the greatest show on earth. I choose to always walk away saying it was the greatest show on earth. I go to the movies with my wife sometimes. The movies she selects sometimes, let me tell you, the average person would say, "You got to be kidding. I ain't paying for this movie."
Right.
Because the movies are dumb. They're supposed to be horror movies, but they are dumb. They just have no plot, nothing whatsoever. So I go in with the attitude that this is going to be a comedy. I mean, that's how I go.
Right.
This is going to be a comedy. So while other folk are going, "Oh my God, oh my God," I'm just laughing. And I'm laughing at the movie, and I'm laughing at them and their horror. And so to me, it becomes a comedy. I'm just going to enjoy it as a comedy.
You know what was ironically, you mentioned that. Well, this was many podcasts ago, and we talked about horror movies. This was around Halloween, horror movies and demons and stuff like that. And you said, demons don't look like how they look on the movies. You probably walk by a couple of them today.
That's right.
So when you told me that, it made the movie. Now when I watch a horror movie, I'm looking at it like that, like how you like in the world. It's like, why are you doing this? Why are you scared of this?
Mm-hmm.
Because you should be. What the flip side of the coin is, you really should be scared of people that look like you,
right?
Than people that don't. Which is the ironic thing, and that's a whole other subject by itself. But that's some of the stuff for the audience to understand. That's some stuff that we get into. Is a lot of little meanings have, like, it's just a tip of the iceberg. And what we're doing this podcast is we go deep into it,
mm-hmm.
and really flesh out the life lessons in there. What's in the Bible that gives you more clarification and clarifying things for you. And then, quite honest with you, sometimes things in the Bible, you might not get a clear picture. And that's why I say, do it anyway.
Yeah.
And then look at the result.
Well, you're right. And here's the thing I think people kind of they overplay sometimes. The Bible is not such a mystical representation of life that it doesn't have practicality. There's nothing in the Bible when you think about the do's and the don'ts. I mean, some of the miracles that happen we may not grasp, but that is all only because our understanding is not there, right? Mm-hmm. But what it says to do, if you think about it, it's not mystical. It's practical stuff. You use the example of helping your wife be a good wife, right? I mean, that's not mystical when you really sit down and think about it.
Right.
If you ask the average husband, he might say, "That ain't my job. That's her job. Right. Why should I help her do her job?" Well, but see, if you were an employer, you would never say, "Why would I help my employees do well?" Right. It's like you would always be saying, "My job as a manager is to ensure that my employees have what they need to succeed."
Right.
You a husband and you be saying,
Right.
it ain't my job.
Right.
She ought to know how to do this. Well, okay, she should, but shouldn't I want her to succeed? Isn't my life better if my wife succeeds? I mean, this really is the straightforward stuff. So as a husband,
they got a testimony for that.
yeah,
Right. Not only did I not miss any financial funds, and I missed it, everything else in the household been great.
absolutely. And that's the thing about it. It's just so practical, right? If I help you succeed, my life is better because what you're succeeding is what I want, right? As a husband, I want my wife to manage the house well. So why don't I help her succeed? And that's the thing, parenting, right? I want my children to be the best they can be, right? So wouldn't it make sense for me to parent in a practical way that ensures the success? I mean, even the things the Bible talks about with money, we call them rules. And I guess when you call them rules, people are like, oh no, all those commandments, wow. But when you think about what they actually tell you to do, that stuff isn't bad. It's not like that's a hard thing to do. The idea of living off of 80% of your income, for example, isn't that a practical thing to do? Isn't that a good thing to do to say, don't live beyond your means?
Right.
When Jesus says, for example, no man builds a house without first counting the cost, meaning, you need to prepare a budget for everything that you do. I mean, that sounds solid advice, in reality. So I guess my point being is that, again, going by what you just commented on, is that when we follow those things, it enhances our quality of life. It really does. And we throw other things in from time to time. We'll throw in things from great authors, great, psychologists, great people, management minds or economic minds. But the things that they espouse really are in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
They just espouse it in a secular fashion,
Right.
when you think about it. And so that's why, I'm just saying that, and I hope everyone understands that our goal is for everyone in our listening or viewing audience to live life with the highest measure of quality they can. I mean, that's what these podcasts are all about.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone is going to focus on helping you to live your best life, helping you to live every day strong. So you walk away every day saying, you know what? That was a great day. That we had a wonderful day today.
Yes. So that's in the basis foundation of our podcast, and I'm looking forward to many more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we usually do it every week, but we got Memorial Days coming up, so I know we'll be missing that podcast week. Usually on major holidays we have a week break in there.
Yes.
So usually we're summertime's coming up, so I got to get with Dr. Daniels his vacation. Mm-hmm. And people talk about my vacations, but Dr. Daniels is the one kind of inspired me to let me realize, it's like, look,
we living every day strong.
And you know what? And the funny thing is, a lot of people don't realize, like, if you set forth goals of what you want to do and just put your mind to it, you'll be able to do it. And just like how you said, you ain't like, you'll be going to Barbados, or like you can just go to Williamsburg. Like me and my kids this past weekend, we went for Mother's Day weekend, we went to Williamsburg. Great Wolf Lodge, had a great time, a lot of experiences.
It's a beautiful place there. Yeah. Beautiful. I've been there one time. Beautiful. I'm going to say this too, it's true that, we both of you and I both go to exotic places. But here's the reality of it. The same thing we do in those exotic places is the same thing we can do right here.
Yeah.
And so, you do it because, your spouse says, let's go, right? Which is fine. I'm down with the program, right? But the reality is, even though I try to experience the local cuisine, when I go places,
right.
I have a shellfish allergy, right? So if I go to an island, I still can't eat shellfish.
Right.
It ain't like I can go down there and say, yeah, give me that shrimp.
Right.
I still can't eat it. So I'm still eating dishes, that are basic dishes. Now they may fix them a little different. I think like when we went to Africa, we had a dish called Cajun, great dish. But here the bottom line, here's what it was. Chicken, spices, and something similar to what we call rice. It wasn't rice, but it was similar to that.
Right.
Now, okay, that's what it was. They fix it all up. They wrap it up in leaves and tie it all together and just throw it in the fire. Then they put it on your plate. You know, but basically,
It's the same thing.
it's the same thing. I can go swimming at the swimming pool at the Y, or I can go swimming at the swimming pool at a luxurious hotel.
Right.
It's still water. It's still 4 feet, or it's still 8 feet, right?
Right.
I can go to the ocean and taste the salt water in Virginia Beach, or I can go to the ocean in the Florida Keys. So all I'm saying that there are people who are saying, well, I don't have the resources to do what you all are suggesting. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. You can go on a vacation every month if you want to.
Yeah.
You don't have to go any further than your own backyard. You know, you can set up your backyard like a vacation wonderland. You know, you can go to a state park and rent a log cabin for little of nothing, and go canoeing, fishing, do all that stuff. Very inexpensive. So you don't have to go far away to do that. Live Everyday Strong is about setting your life goals so that you have something always to look forward to, and that you always have something to enjoy. And that's all people have to do.
And I'll tell you another thing too, Dr. Daniels, is you have encouraged me to what I call white folks things on vacation. You said, see, let's go scuba diving. I said, look, I'm not about to go down there. I said, that's for white people, right? But you've encouraged me, okay, I'll go snowboard. So you have encouraged me to do things that go outside of the box to enjoy things. Now, the one thing I won't do is zip lining, because as you can see if you're watching this, of my size, I just don't think that little line will be to hold me up. But anyway,
it will. But it will.
Look, I don't want to be the person that said, good and well, he had no business being up there. I don't want anybody to say that at my funeral after I fell off the thing. Okay, but yeah, that's exactly what we talk about. And another thing too, Dr. Daniels, is I think this is this podcast also gives people another view of you that I think a lot of people don't see. Because you are actually a very funny person.
Well, I enjoy life. I enjoy life. And I get that from two sides: my mother, my father. My mother loves to create humor. She loves to create humor, and my father taught me to live every day enjoying your life. His thing was, hey, he would always say, don't do it because you have to do it. Do it because you enjoy doing it. That's how you should live your life. And so I like to find joy in everything that I do, in everything that I like to find joy. Even chastising my kids, give you an example. I would do it in a way that both the child and myself could find joy in it. And that's how, even chastising them, I would give them a choice and say, look, you want me to do this or you want me to do that? And I would tell them, as soon as it's over with, it's over with. We would laugh about it. And we laugh about some of the things I did today. And I talked to my daughter and she'd be like, yeah, it was kind of funny, because that's how we do things. And I would say to them, and I say this to any parent out there as well, it's kind of like, let's say if a policeman pull you over for a speeding infraction, right? Well, you don't want him to give you the ticket and fuss at you for 30 minutes.
Right.
The ticket is the punishment.
Right.
What you like him to do is give you the ticket, talk to you in a nice way, and make you feel good about getting the ticket.
Right.
So that he's having a pleasant day and you walk away having a pleasant day, even though you got penalized with the ticket.
Right.
That's how I chastise my children. Yeah. I chastise them in a lighthearted way, so they didn't walk away, like, oh my God, he's this horrible man. We would joke about it sometimes, the things I required them to do. Right. Well, you got to do it.
But I got a ticket one time. The guy came to the state trooper came to the car and had a radar detector. Said, radar didn't get me. He came to the car already like, okay, we're playing a game. I caught you. You had the radar detector, but you didn't catch me. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Yeah. You got a ticket. And,
Yeah. And so you got the punishment by the ticket.
Right.
But he didn't make your day bad.
Right.
And that, to me, that's how we ought to live our life. You live your life so you're not making people's day bad. You're not making your day bad. Somebody does something that gives you some harm, don't get mad and make their day bad because they, did something. Make light of it and move on. Live a good day.
All right. You had it here. This is your host, C.B. Baker.